My name is Kathleen Chambers. I'm an artist, and I actually came to flamenco later in my life. So my background has not been in dancing, but when I was about 6 or 7, I took tap and ballet, and I loved tap more than ballet. But by the age of 9, my family and we had moved to 3 different states in about 10 different dwellings. And it was not military, it was social service work. And as an adult, I've lived in 5 different states and too many dwellings to count. And what I found with the flamenco people I've met, a lot of them are travelers, are sort of nomadic spirits at heart. So I got my Master of Fine Arts, and I taught art for many years and became an instructional designer to mentor teachers with like creative ways of teaching. And now I get to spend my time, sort of devotional time to art and flamenco, so I'm very grateful for that. Okay, that's a good story. It's not a big surprising story, but I had a friend who was at the time dancing with Rubina Carmona in the Peña, and she invited me to a performance. So I went, and I'm sitting there, and first of all, the costumes floored me. And I went, wow! I mean, I felt like I was 10. I want to dress up. But just watching them dance and hearing the music, even though the rhythms were very unfamiliar to me, when Rubina started to sing, I immediately had the same reaction that I did when I started listening to early blues when I was 12. So my whole life I've listened to blues and soul music, and it just went right to my bones, just like the blues. And I felt there's something similar here, even though the rhythms are totally different. And I signed up for a dance class. I was a gym rat, and I thought, I won't go to the gym, I'll go to a dance class. I had no idea what door I opened, how much it was gonna change my life, really. And within 6 months, I was bitten by the flamenco bug. And that was it. It was all over, and it's been in and out of my life since then. I'm just completely grateful that I found it, and it was with Rubina Carmona, and in particular with her, because of her spirit and her generosity and her making the community happen. It changed my life. I've made major life decisions based on, can I dance there? How do I get there? Oh, I better move back to Seattle. You know, I mean, I've made major decisions based on the ability to take classes. First of all, what's not to love about it, but what I do love the most about it when I'm watching it, listening to it, and trying to do it, is that all the palos, the dances, have an emotional tone. And I feel like there's this golden thread around all of them, and they go to this collective soul. And so there's a structure, but every dancer or musician or singer, when I'm watching them, it feels like you recognize the palo, but they bring their experience and their stories to it. And so it's just different for every time you watch somebody do a soleá or something. And I just love that. That's the big picture. I also feel like, you know, those dolls that you take off, and there's another one, you take that, there's another one. It's like, as I'm learning, I'm finding out there's so much more to learn, and it's so deep. And so I love that challenge. I love that I can keep learning and learning. And of course, as everybody knows, the community's amazing. So to take classes and struggle with other people and do performances with the group, it is so much fun, and I'm so grateful for that. Yeah. I think at this point, the hardest thing and is I don't know how to say this, like, so the lower body doing the percussion and the compás, and the upper body, which can do it, but is also, to me, like the melody. And they're not always doing the same thing. And so to be able to put those together in your body and then interpret in dance it's difficult. You know, I'm just constantly learning that. And I think the other thing is just getting out of my own way, because there's definitely a mental aspect to learning flamenco. And it needs to be there, but also when it flows down and becomes body knowledge, that's the sweet spot. I think the difficulty is that, feeling it and then having the technique strong enough so that you can get past that to that feeling and express it. I guess I'm describing dance, but but it is that, that feeling. I love this quote that I heard when you're thinking about it being hard, and challenging, is Thomas Edison tried 1,000 times before he created the light bulb. And his comment was, no, it took 1,000 steps to create the light bulb. And so a lot of times we're in that step period, just trying to bring it all together. And then, whoo, it happens. It happens. And there's the endorphins and the joy and this is what it is. And then you're back to work again. What keeps me coming back? I would say flamenco endorphins. It's those moments when you're just in it and you're just in it. In the moment, it requires that focus and you're just there. That feeling, and you're listening to the music, you're listening to the song, you're dancing, and there's just nothing else. So I keep working for that. I want that to happen more and more often. So that's why I keep coming back. And then the community, there's just nothing like it. And so even when it's challenging and you just go, oh man, the people bring you back in. For me, my focus right now is I want it to be more on the cante and actually learning songs and actually singing. I don't want to perform singing, but because I don't think I can hold a tune, but I want to feel it a lot more and understand the structure of it so that it helps me become a better dancer. We listen to it, of course, but there's a difference with being intentional about it. And the rest is I just want to keep doing it until I can't anymore. I think one of my goals is to get a lot more into the body movements. As I'm aging, the other thing I love about flamenco is any body type can do it, any age can do it. And maybe you'll get to the point, maybe you won't do all that fast footwork, but you can still dance. And I love how the body interprets all the music and the sound. Yeah. So I would say that. I would say if you haven't, but you're curious about it, to just do it, because the community will open their arms to you. If you like it, I would say stick with it for 6 months, give it a chance, because it's a lifelong process, really. But you can find your own way in it, like how much you want to commit to, how much you can. As long as you don't get bitten, because then you won't have a choice. It becomes sort of an obsession. And I would say listen to a lot of music. Listen to the rhythms, intentionally just pay attention to those, and practice, practice, practice. Practicing is the only way to hush up any doubts or concerns or worries, because if you practice, it happens.